up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathes fire, etc. Godzilla, a savage, catastrophic metaphor for atomic war, rendered in stark, dramatic black and white. Or is it a rainbow-colored acid trip with a bunch of stolen footage from other movies? I'm getting a monstrous feeling of déjà vu. While principally a Japanese film, this obscure version of Godzilla has a rather more complicated and recursive pedigree. Godzilla himself owes much of his existence to the re-release of Hollywood classic King Kong in 1952. Kong was a humongous hit in Japan, and in an attempt to ape its success, Japanese studio Toho produced Godzilla. However, when the film was sold in the United States as Godzilla, King of the Monsters, it was Americanized via an elaborate re-edit and the incorporation of new scenes featuring American star Raymond Burr. It was this US version of the film that was licensed by up-and-coming filmmaker and distributor Luigi Cozzi for a 1977 re-release, coming full circle by cashing in on the 1976 Hollywood remake of King Kong. Unfortunately, by 1977, theater owners were loath to screen black and white movies, fearful that modern audiences would eschew the old-timey aesthetic. Cozzi's ambitious solution, therefore, was to release Godzilla in color. Somehow. Colorizing a film was no small task in 1977. It would be another 8 years before computer colorization would be proven viable, and TV mogul Ted Turner would literally change the way audiences looked at movies. Processes for colorizing films existed, but they were far more laborious. As early as 1902, filmmakers were employing workers to painstakingly hand-paint films frame by frame. Tinting was also common, especially among silent films. Cozzi's method, dubbed Spectrorama 70, was somewhere between the two. With only 3 months to produce their new version, Cozzi and artist Armando Valcauda achieved the effect by placing an assortment of colored gels over each frame of black and white film. These gels corresponded only roughly to general areas such as sky, grass, fire, and people. The result is a kind of psychedelic, radioactive rainbow sherbet effect, which, while technically color, is a far cry from the modern, more familiar forms of colorization. Beyond the new coat of paint, Cozzilla, as it came to be known, was even further altered from its already doctored American form. In addition to numerous cuts for the sake of pacing, Cozzi also added a substantial amount of extra footage to increase the brief 80-minute runtime. Clips from The Day the Earth Caught Fire, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, The Train, and even Godzilla Raids Again were absorbed into this new iteration. Most conspicuous, however, is the new Hiroshima prologue, which morbidly integrates sequences from wartime newsreels featuring actual corpses and genuine devastation. Just as important to the reconstruction as its visuals was its audio. Cozzi enhanced Godzilla's soundtrack via a brand new, seat-shaking Sensurround mix featuring amped-up explosions, demolitions, and monster roars to give the experience heightened intensity. New electronic music by Vince Tempera accompanies some of the film's original sequences, reminiscent of prog rock band Goblin, who famously scored many Italian genre films. The contemporary soundtrack combines with the colorful new look to form a deliriously bizarre alternate vision of Ishiro Honda's masterpiece. While it is by no means an authoritative version of the film, it is nevertheless bound to entertain fans of the Big G. Although Cozzilla was never shown outside of Italy, the poster found its way to newsstands all over the United States. Cozzi sent the specially created artwork to friend and magazine editor Joe Bonham, and through him, it became the cover of the debut issue of Fangoria. That's pretty good publicity, but I hear he's even bigger in Japan. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.